Hello, hello, Pump Tech Dan here at Sun Pumps. Today I was asked if I had a video showing how to replace the motor brushes in these Leeson motors, and I do not up until now. So today I'm going to show you how to replace the motor brush inside the Leeson motor. Just so you know, Leeson motors are pretty much all the same. The process is the same for replacing the motor brushes. You will need access to these two ports. There's one on each side. We got this one here and this one here. You may have a difficult time because it is a little tight area that you're going to be working in. It's always best if you can have the pump accessible. If it's up against a wall, you may have a hard time getting in. There is a little screw in there that you want to be careful you don't lose. Also, a word of caution before you open these up, there is brush dust that can accumulate inside. The brushes do wear down, and you can have a lot of brush dust in there. That brush dust is an irritant. It can cause respiratory problems. It can cause skin problems. Yeah, so just be aware of that. Always wear protective gear, wear gloves. I do recommend cleaning out the brush dust when you're replacing the motor brushes, because if you have excessive brush dust inside these, it can get in the way of the brushes contacting the commutator. It can create arcing, and it can overall damage the commutator. So it's always a good idea to clean out that brush dust. You can do that by blowing air inside and blowing it out, or using a small little vacuum and trying to suck most of it out. But just so you know, when that dust starts dispersing, that's when it can be a real problem. That dust is also flammable, so make sure you have the motor disconnected. You don't want to spark or flame or anything like that if you got a bunch of that brush dust in the air. And once again, you don't want to be inhaling that brush dust. It can cause respiratory problems, so just be careful when you're replacing the brushes. It's entirely up to you though. So I just want to put that out there, that we don't hold any responsibility if you decide to do this on your own. Let's go ahead and get started. You are going to need a Phillips screwdriver and maybe a pair of needle nose pliers. I find needle nose pliers are helpful because once you go to get that wire out, you might need something small to grip. To remove the brush cap cover, you just simply flex it down or up, whichever way is easiest. It has just these two plastic hook tabs. Comes off just like that. This gives you access to our brush right there. So here's our motor brush. Here's the brush clip. We have the brush spring and the screw. We can go ahead and just loosen that screw. We don't have to take it out all the way. We're just going to loosen it up enough for us to take our wire out. We slide our wire out just like that. Next, we can go ahead and to remove the brush clip, you can see it is, let's see, hold this steady here. There is that little hook. Do you see the hook right there? It's just hooked right in there. You just press down and gently lift up, and there's your brush clip. Comes right out. Here is our brush spring. We don't want to drop it down inside. If you drop it down inside, it will kind of bounce and shoot over towards the magnets, just so, and that's where the needle nose pliers can come in handy to retrieve it. And now we take and just gently pull the wire over, and you have to kind of pull the wire a little tight while lifting out, because it is tight right here up against that foam gasket. So, and there you go. That comes right out. And then make sure you got the right brush when you're putting it back in. And it's the same, just a reverse process. You just slide it back in. Make sure your motor brush, the concave side, goes towards the commutator. Make sure it goes in horizontally. It's always going to go horizontal. The wire is kind of more closer towards the top. You don't want to put it in backwards. We want that notch right here. That notch is going to go towards us. Concave side going to go down toward the motor. And you can see that notch right there where the wire is going to slide in. So we'll just slide that back in. Pull the wire snug as we push down. Take our fork terminal here and we're going to slide it back under the screw. Just like that. And we'll tighten our screw back down. I like to hold the wire and keep it kind of straight. Just finger tight, we got good contact. And then the brush spring. If your brush spring, it can't bend this way. It's got to go this way. There we go. See how it's got that flex? This is going to wrap around the motor brush. If your spring, when you pull it out and your spring is kind of bent looking like that, your spring has probably lost tension. It should be looking like this. If your spring looks like this, you might want to be replacing that spring to have proper tension. So the spring is going to go on top of the motor brush and it's going to go vertical, opposite of the motor brush. Make a little cross right there. And then we hold it down in the center. We can take our clip and we just put our clip right there. Oh, sorry, I got a low power mode came on. Put our clip in just like that. Press down, push it into place, slide it over to the right, and there we have it. That's all it takes. Pretty simple. Replace the cap. It just slides right in, flex it on, and then repeat the process for the second side, and there you go. That's all it takes. Very easy. Did it less than 5 minutes. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.